Good morning, good evening, wherever you might be in the world. Welcome to another, excuse me, day of reading. My sinuses are still clearing today, so I'll try not to be too coffee today because I have my coffee. So we should be okay. I do want to start off this session. I have a beautiful feather, which represents the thought, the mind, the clearing of it, and higher truths. And so I'm just going to send some energy out to whoever's watching this video in post play and right now, to sending you beautiful, beautiful love energy for clarity of mind, for clarity of heart, clarity of hearing, and clarity of sight. Mm. Beautiful, beautiful energies for today. And if you need any kind of just healing of any kind of if it's emotional or mental or physical or spiritual, if you join with me sending love out to the world and to each other, we're all in this together, this huge beautiful planet, and we're all connected, and giving each other love and sending each other love to the world, even those people that we don't really like our human doesn't like, we can still send love and love and love from above out to the world, and it helps transform this beautiful planet, brings more peace, and more light and sun into people's lives. So if you'll just join me for just a quick second, and then we'll get started on your readings. Just send love from your heart. Let it do whatever it's going to do. No intentions. Wow. Beautiful energy. So powerful. Hmm. Wow. Thank you guys for your patience as we bring the beautiful energy into this moment, and just want to pop out the chat real quick here. Now that we are live, it won't crash on me. Oh, wow, we've got a lot of people here already. Thank you guys. Anjali, Liliana. Yeah, Liliana, you probably see me in the morning sessions, right? Because I'm only in the mornings on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The rest of the time, it's all in the evening here, which is probably morning there. Good to see you. Nicolette, hello, hello. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Leo, welcome. Rishi, Vidi, Jazz. Thank you guys for being here. Sahu, Erica, Katie, Lisa, Toby, Maxine, Shika, and Strawberry Rose. And is there any more here? All right. Wow. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate all the love and all the energy that you're bringing. And hey, is that Nosil? Sele? I probably murdered that. So sorry. I try. I know I probably shouldn't try to pronounce people's names, but I I can't help myself. So I do want to put a little note out here. We only have 1 day left to enter the weekly drawing for a free 30-minute recorded personal reading. That link is for the video that talks about how you sign up. And then this one is the weekly energy updates that are currently out here. Let me just post that as well. So if you are interested in that, you can check that out after your reading and see what lies in store there. Oh, very good. Okay. Well, very good. Thank you guys again for all the thumbs up already. I feel honored and privileged to be able to bring these messages, and that you trust me to connect to spirit for you. So, just a big thank you for all the subscribers too. I reached over 800 during the week. And so I'm so close to reaching 1,000 or more, which then I'll be giving away 10 1-hour personal readings. So I'm excited. If you, obviously, a lot of you have already subscribed. Um, But spread the word. Tell a friend, tell 10. Bring them on in to the beautiful experience of those beautiful messages of love from above. All right. All the advertisements are over. Let's get started on your readings. All right. Let me just move some stuff around here. And we have starting off today. So, Liliana, actually, it looks like Angelique is going to be first, and then Liliana right after that, and then Nicolette. So we'll get started here. And Anjali, you wanted an angel message from your ancestors for you. And so I really feel drawn to the Native Spirit Oracle deck for you. And let's take a look here. Let's see what we have. All right. So, what would you like to tell Anjali today, please? Excuse me. All right. So, you got the Spirit of Earth. Beautiful card there. Try not to have too much glare on there. I'm sorry, let me just think I made this too big. I have to look way over here. So this is better. There we go. All right. So let's see what the Spirit of Earth has to say. It says prosperity is blossoming in all areas of your life. You are strong and grounded. Who you are is enough, just as you are. Connect more fully with nature. The Spirit of Earth asks that you tend to your health, detoxify your body, understand how to use your body's physiology. Pay attention to how your body feels and respond accordingly. Create a home for your soul. Have objects in your home that feel good to you every time you see them. And be present. Cherish the here and the now. Excuse me. Your native spirit wants you to know, so your angel ancestor, uh, that the spirit of earth represents your physical self and your physical surroundings. And it's okay to make plans for the future, but make sure that you also embrace and appreciate the present. You're deeply and profoundly loved and supported at all times, no matter what's occurring in your life. Trust that all your needs are being met. Take time to create spaces in your home where you feel absolutely at peace. Excuse me. And in doing so, you create a template for peace in all areas of your life. Feel the solidity and power of the earth beneath you. This is in your core. Just as grass pushes up out of moist ground, know that fresh new shoots of growth are similarly taking place within you right now. You are grounded, prosperous, and strong. And these cards offer a journey, and it says, all the solid forms around you, including your body, are part of the physical realm. Notice how you relate to and identify with the physical universe around you. By doing this, you're activating the spirit of earth within you. And let the reality of your relationship with the earth fill your consciousness. Feel it in every pore of your being. Let yourself merge with its energy. Imagine how it would feel to be a rolling hill, a great mountain, or a deep canyon. Imagine yourself lying in a meadow of wild flowers high in the mountains. Visualize the roots of the trees extending deep into the soil, reaching down toward the center of the earth. I love that for you. So know that you are loved at all times, regardless of what's going on around the world. And, come back to the now and the present and commune with the earth. I like that about creating a peaceful place within your home. And then that allows peace to flow out into every area of your life. So that's what your ancestor angel has for you today, Anjali. And we'll move next on to Liliana. Excuse me. And you want to know, what are Ricardo's next actions towards you? So we'll take a look there, and then we'll go to Nicolette and then to Leo. Let's see what else we have here. All right. So let's take a look here. What's going on with Ricardo? What are his next actions going to be towards you? What would Spirit like you to know? Okay. What else? So let's see what we got here. So you got the Page of Wands here. So the Page of Wands is about action, about movement. So there is energy and passion headed your way in like expression of their energy that's coming towards you. Now, they also have the Four of Swords here, which is about peace of mind and stable. They're really not looking at expectations at all. They're just kind of resting and going with the flow of things. So I kind of feel like what they're going to do next, they're just going to not really spend a lot of time thinking about what it means, supposed to be's, and all those. They're just kind of going through their life, and they're probably a fire sign where, they kind of have a lot of fire in their chart, where they just kind of go with the flow, and whatever sparks them in the moment is what they do. But you also have the Six of Pentacles, which for me is equal giving and receiving. So I kind of feel like things will balance out a little bit if you feel like you're doing a lot of the energy into it. I feel like there's going to be a moment of reciprocation. Like they go, hey, let's go get something to eat, or hey, let's go do this, or something like that. um uh, but it's not going to be a consistent thing, because they are not flighty, but they are kind of reactionary, like a fire. The air blows and whoa, it goes big and then it goes small. So I feel like they will make this gesture towards you, but don't look at it going, oh, this is the way it's going to be all the time. Just appreciate it for what it is, because as quickly as it comes, as quickly as it goes with him. um, Towards you right now anyway. So that is what they have for you. So just be prepared for a little bit of reciprocation of friendship or relationship or whatever they feel. And then just know that it won't be a consistent thing that'll happen all the time. You just be like, enjoy it for what it is. Don't attach any expectations to it. So that's what they have for you, Liliana. So many blessings to you. Good to see you. And then Nicolette, you are up. And then Leo. Hey, Sumya, Jesse, Catherine. Is that Katyani? And Chocolate Melanin. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for all the likes on the video already. I really appreciate it. It does help out the channel. So definitely, if you haven't done so already, I would really appreciate you considering doing so, because it's free, first of all, which is the perfect price. And then also, it does help spread the Zen love. So we really appreciate that. Hey, Divya. All right. So let's get back here. Excuse, my pipes are clearing this morning. I evidently haven't done a lot of talking. So Nicolette, what does Spirit see for your connection between you and Alan? Will he text you this month? Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has. Okay. Tell me about this. Whoa. Okay. A little more clarity on what that means, please. Okay. Okay. Well, I do like this for you because you have the Six of Pentacles that's popping up here. And for me, this is reciprocation again. Sometimes it would be the codependency awareness card, but I kind of feel like so far today, it's all about reciprocation, giving and receiving, the balancing of things. Because there's also this ending of a major cycle and the beginning of a new one. And I kind of feel like this waiting or this the cycle that it's been in now is getting ready to change. And whatever this change is coming in here, because you also have the chariot, which is movement that's happening. You have the 10 of cups, which is about emotional fulfillment. So whatever is, sparking this, this change, this movement, it is going to make you happy. And it, I kind of feel it's either going to be that they're texting you, but there's something back here that they're going, well, not necessarily. It could be that someone else moves in and that with this ending of the cycle, that you kind of stop worrying about the connection and the energy toward them, and it opens up new energy for someone new to come in that is this difference. Let me take a look here. Can you tell me? Just give me a card. Give me a card. Give me a card. Yeah, it's a Six of Wands. It's a very much a lifting up and a victory card, a recognition type of card for you that you're being recognized. Tell me. I kind of feel like I just want to know. Okay. Yeah. So got the King of Wands here, which the King of Wands is about really you're taking things into your own hands. The King of Wands that has the Ace of Wands, which it's like where you invest in your energy. And this is the choice card for you too. So you have the reins and you're making the emotional choice what you want to do. And I almost feel here like that the relationship that you have with them, if it's not reciprocated, that you were done, that you're like, what am I doing? I'm keeping a reserved place at my table and no one else can sit there. And you like them and you care about them and everything, but I feel like it's about caring for yourself. Let me see. Yeah. So now you have all the Emperor and all this stuff coming in, which I really feel like they're saying it's time for you to take control of your life and your situation and what you're wanting. And really, I would, like you said, you can say, if he doesn't text me by the end of the month, you're ready to take away it's like the reservation's only good until the end of the month. And after that, it's okay to clear away that reservation and give the table to someone else because they may not show up and you gave them this amount of time and you don't have to wait anymore. It's time for you to really get a hold of your life. You're that emperor, you're that king. You can take a hold of that and make this movement. And I understand it will feel good for you to give them a certain amount of time, but it's like this waiting period is for you to really look at you, prepare yourself that if they don't, I'm going to make movement, I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm going to free up that chair so that someone who really appreciates you and does recognize you and lifts you up, like that Six of Wands, that they would be able to sit in that seat instead of waiting for someone else to approach you that way. And it doesn't matter whatever relationship it was, if it's a husband who's away or whatever it might be. It's like, what, this is it, I'm going to take action for my life. I'm not going to sit around waiting for someone, right? So I do love that strength that's coming in for you here and for where this leads in your life. So That's what they have for you, Nicolette. I have an inkling that they're not, because this is a time for you to choose for you instead of waiting for someone else to choose for you. So I love it. All right, many blessings to you. We're moving on. Next is Leo. You want to know what's coming towards you in love. I do want to go to the good tarot. Let's see what's going on. And then Rishi, you are next. And then VD. And then Jazz. Thanks, guys, so much for your patience as I do work my way down the list in order. And of course, if you're new to my channel and you're watching, you do have to subscribe to be able to chat in the chat room. And then you just put your question and I go in order. And if you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading and spirit will know what you're looking for as well. All right, Leo, let's see what's coming towards you in love. What would they like you to know? All right. So you have the Six of Air, which would be the Six of Swords in the Standard Tarot, which is movement of thought and expectations from one way of thinking to another. So you do have this movement from rough waters to calmer waters, but here are the rough waters. You have the Five of Water, which is the Five of Cups, and it is about mourning and allowing yourself to feel, the pain and the disappointment and all the fears and everything that you had related to past relationships. And we come down here to experience those. And so every moment is a choice between those type of emotions or the beautiful unconditional love from the higher realms. And knowing that we always have a choice every moment between the two allows you to feel the freedom to go, I'm going to feel these emotions, but I'm not trapped in them. Going to feel the feels, and then you can move into the unconditional love and joy and peace, laughter when you want as well. And there's this power of choice that you learn through this ability to move from those emotions. But it's important to feel them too, because we didn't come here not to feel, any of the fear emotions. That's what drew us here. It's a giant fear amusement park full of tons of fear rides, and we go ride them until we're like tired of riding them, we're bored of them, and we want something else. And then there's a beautiful Zen garden in the middle of the amusement park that's really quiet, has a lot of trees around it, very calm and serene. They have a little ice cream shop there that you can get an ice cream or a yogurt or whatever floats your boat, and you get to sit there and just reflect and enjoy. And that's kind of what's going to be happening here is you're like getting tired of riding the same ride and you're like, okay, it's a little time of reflection. But um whether it's an emotion of fear or emotion of unconditional love, neither is wrong or neither is right. They're just different. And understanding that, not judging yourself for feeling some pain, feeling some, depression, feeling betrayed or whatever it might be, it's okay. You feel it and then you reflect on the fears in that beautiful Zen garden, because you also have the Hanged Man here, which is all about hanging upside down and looking at things from a higher perspective. And it's a pause period, which I think you might have gotten before too. It's kind of like a cocoon where you're hanging upside down and the caterpillar is letting things go. It's feeling and it's becoming caterpillar soup to turn into a butterfly. And I feel like that's what's going on with you with love right now, is you're really understanding your thoughts and beliefs around relationships, who you're supposed to be, who they're supposed to be, what a relationship is supposed to be. And you're mourning the disappointments when expectations weren't met, but it's also allowing you to question those expectations and let some of them go as you connect higher to this higher perspective and seeing things from more of a place of unconditional love. So I don't see like love coming in fast for you from another person. I really feel like you're like done riding the ride for a little bit as you go sit in that garden, have some ice cream, and reflect to prepare you for the next mirror that comes, the next relationship that comes. because I feel like you're sick and tired of doing what you always did and get what you always got, right? And so you're reflecting, going, okay, what have I learned and what am I cutting off of here and what changes am I making within me and in my thoughts and in my heart for the next experience that I'll have? So that's what's going on for you right now and what they'd like you to know around relationships and love. So many blessings to you, Leo. And we are moving on to Rishi. You want to know? Well, first of all, you're asking how I'm doing. I'm doing good. I look a little puffy because I was up till like 2 a.m. editing some 1111 portal readings, which blew me away. And those will be coming out in a couple weeks. But I loved them and I wanted to get them done. And I slept in a little bit. And that's why I'm not like wide awake. So I'm fine, even though I might look a little sleepy. I did get plenty of sleep though, so that's good. All right, so let's take a look here, Rishi. Can you have some guidance on whether you should end the relationship with your parents? You feel they've been toxic. Okay, so let's take a look here. What would Spirit like you to know about your parents and your relationship with them? And then Vidi and Jazz, you'll be next. And Sahu. All right. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. All right. So your first card here is the Ace of Water, which would be the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is about new emotion, new higher emotion, new love. And this is like really coming from within because you have the Hierophant too, which is about raising yourself higher in your kind of your spiritual beliefs, your spiritual understanding, your spiritual knowledge, which makes total sense because that Ace of Water is the chalice. It's full of the unconditional love of the higher realms. And you also have the Justice card, which the Justice card, this is all about the 1111 portal, by the way. It's funny that I was just talking about it. But you have the Ace of Swords, which does help you connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm. While at the same time, let me see if I can do this here. There's this scale here, which helps balance out things in the physical world. You have the Messenger of Fire, which is the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Fire. It's the fastest moving knight out of all four because a horse on fire, all that energy, it is like full gallop. So I feel like there's going to be this awakening to seeing your relationship with your parents from a different point of view. And I feel like stepping away from uh, the way you're looking at your parents right now, right? It's like seeing it from a different perspective, realizing that they were children, that they were raised by children, their grandparents who were raised by children, that, they have pain, they have fears. And when people are in fear, they act out of their minds. You're like, bingo. And so out of their fear of you being unhappy or you being in danger or what will people think and what will happen to us, there's a lot of actions they take that are not of a loving way, because they're acting out in fear. I love the example lately that Spirit has given me, and because they showed me like you're holding a cat, like, oh, kitty, kitty, kitty. And then someone drops something and the cat doesn't go, hey, you need to put me down. I'm about to freak out because that scared me. They're like, and they run with their claws. They run up your back and over your head and fly and run and escape, or they are all, you know, and that's what humans act like when we go into fight or flight, into fear mode. And so it's like Spirit wants you to kind of see them as hissing cats and go, oh, okay. How do we calm down, a hissing cat? We just give them love. And that's kind of what they're asking you to do because, when we look at someone and we think they're toxic, a wonderful reflection that really opened my eyes for me in my world was that Spirit was like, people aren't toxic. It's our thoughts about people that can be toxic. And it's, when people aren't living up to what I think they should be, and I am going, wow, that person is being that way and they shouldn't be that way, and blah, blah, da, 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 da. That's my little dictator, that's kicking in, trying to feel safe. That person is making me go into fight or flight mode, and I'm acting like a hissing cat, going, they should do what I want them to do. This is personal experience. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. When I think someone's, oh, why are they acting like a victim? I'm inside going, I can't believe they're acting like a victim. It's making me feel uncomfortable. I'm like, who's acting like the victim now? So they're a wonderful mirror for you to look into what thoughts and beliefs about your parents are toxic, and allow them to be whatever mirror that they need to be for you. Calm their cat down, their cat spirit down, with just giving them love, and realize that when they act the way they do, it has nothing to do with you. They have fears that are igniting within them, and it's making them feel out of control or unsafe. And then they're doing things instinctively and reactionary, like an animal, like a cat, to try to feel in control again, to try to feel safe again. And when you realize that their actions aren't about you, then you have compassion and you're like, oh, it's like a little 2-year-old that's crying, right? They're scared, they're in fear, or they're throwing a tantrum. And you just, oh, come here. Let me just give you some love because that will help them feel safe again. And when you realize that all their control, of a situation is about them trying to feel safe, has nothing to do with them trying to control you, because we don't feel safe when people are trying to control us. When we stop reacting to their reactions, then we can go, oh, I love you, mom. I love you, dad. And then that brings them back from that attacking animal to where you see your mom and you see your dad again. Think of it like, and this is for everyone, I guess that's why they're going into such detail. Appreciate everyone's patience. Like when you're swimming out to save someone from drowning, and they're panicking, their arms are going, and they hit you upside your head, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, why did you hit me? And then they go, and they grab onto you and they pull you under the water with them. And you're like, why are you trying to kill me? And you finally just get a hold of them and get them to shore, and they're feeling safe again. And so their adrenaline and all their fear subsides, and then you see them return in their eyes, and they're panicking. It's like they're gone. Where do they go? They're out of their minds. And you see them return, and then you're like, there they are. There's my friend. There's my mom. There's my dad. Hey, welcome back. you know and I feel like that situation will help because wherever we go, we're going to find toxic thoughts about people, because we have so many expectations that are formed in our lives around people from when we're very, 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 very young. Long list of things everyone is supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be. And there's this beautiful realization when we're like, I have myself under all of these and I'm making sure everyone else is too, but everyone else has a different list that's altered different from ours, and they're trying to make us obey their list. And that person, everyone's trying to make everyone do what they think they're supposed to do in order to feel safe and loved. And there's our world. But when we release ourselves, that Ace of Cups, connecting to that higher realm, to unconditional love, no conditions at all, not even one. It's all it takes to make it conditional. We allow that to become our higher truth. That uh, justice card with that Ace of Swords connects us to those thoughts and beliefs rooted in unconditional love, instead of those small t truths that are rooted in the fear of losing conditional love. And then freedom comes. You suddenly see the world in a completely different way. When I used to be in a call center and I would be talking to people and I'd be like, why are people being so irritating today? And then I realized, oh, how am I being irritating today? How are my thoughts about people being irritating? And I would adjust my viewpoint. And suddenly, the rest of the day, everyone was so wonderful on the phone. I was so surprised. And I realized, oh, it's me projecting me out onto all these mirrors that I'm coming into contact with. So that's what they have for all of us. I'm sure, Rishi, this was not just for you and for me as reminders of wisdom, but I'm pretty sure it was for more people. So many blessings to you. That's what they have for you right now. Take a lot of deep breaths when you're around your parents. That helps you stay out of fear. And best of luck. I know that that can be difficult because you care about them. All right, VD, you'll be up next. Excuse me. All right, there we go. Wetting the whistle. So VD, you want to know what are your strengths and weaknesses that can be worked on, and so that you can move forward in life in all aspects. Wow. So what I just talked about with Rishi probably helped you out as well, because that helps us understand how we fit into the world. And we'll see what else Spirit would like you to know. And then Jazz will be next, and then Sahu. So what would you like VD to know? What she can do to move forward in life with strength in all aspects. Okay. What else? All right. Kind of figured that was going to be popping up. So you have the Judgment card here, which is card number 20, double endings, double new beginnings. But it also represents like this is your human self living out this wonderful human experience. And then here's your higher self, the actor behind this character that you're playing here, a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being who's made of unconditional love. And so, uh, your strengths are your higher self, your opportunities or your weaknesses that we perceive as weaknesses are of our human. Life is so simple, right? We do make it more difficult. Our human wants to make it more difficult to keep us in the game, but every moment is either of unconditional love or the fear of losing conditional love. And when we get that and we just fit everything into one or the other, life becomes very simple. It's like, what do I want to focus on in each moment? Um, you have the Six of Pentacles, beautiful card here, as well as the movement of Pentacles, which would be the Knight of Pentacles. So this is about your outside world, and the Six of Pentacles can be the codependency awareness card. And there's a great message that comes with that. Me admitting that I am a recovering enabler in codependent relationships. So never any judgment for me when I talk of this, because I learned so much from what they communicate through this card. And it almost looks like a Pisces from way here. You don't see the pentacles, but it's like about overgiving and our worth and how we perceive what we have to do in order to get the love that we think we're going to get from the outside world. And when you competed for attention from parents, grandparents, teachers, coaches, whatever it may be, when we were very young, we had to do extreme things to get attention. That little child was wanting so much love and so much acceptance and so much time, and whatever our love language is too. It's like we were wanting that, and we would give 100 of something just to get one back. And it taught us that we have to overgive. And if I can't overgive, then I'm not going to get anything and I'm going to get abandoned. I'm going to get tossed aside. I'm going to get rejected. And so there's this, um, kind of uh, relationship that happens where, when you enter a relationship as, um, you know, from uh, adult to adult, it quickly turns into parent to adult, where we feel like we have to be the one giving to them, and we even maybe treat them like a child, and we won't allow them to give back to us. So we give and we give and we give until we're exhausted, and then we continue to give until we're resentful. And that can be in romantic relationships, friends, family, work, even. And so it floods out into like every area of our life. When you look at it and you're just like, wow, I see it. And this person that we're treating as a child, they're not allowing them to give to us. So they give outside of our relationship, whatever it is, to, workaholic. They pour all their energy into their work or to the hobby or working out or friends or affairs or whatever. And when we see this pattern that's happening, then we can go back and look and see, where am I putting my worth and why am I looking at it that way? And that's where we can do our shadow work that can transform that. Because when we change our value of our worth, instead of 100 to 1, we become 50-50, where we are okay receiving, and going back and forth, because we're really filling up from the inside. And that's where your higher self comes in, because this is the love that we're looking for. This is who we really are. And when we transform ourselves and realize that, we don't look outward so much for our wholeness and our fullness, we look inward and upward for it, which is what that judgment card is about. In the movement of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, just say, be patient with the outside world. You are having movement in this area. You are uh, moving inward and upward. And we change faster on the inside than the outside, because we change from the inside out, not the outside in. So it does take time for the outside world to catch up with our inner world. So be patient with the outside world as it unfolds. But I feel like the area that you can work on right now is understanding where that came from, that desire to overgive, and look back at that. I'm not a licensed counselor or anything, but if you look back at those, um, understandings, and whatever way you do your shadow work, whether it is, you know a wonderful counselor, or if you have a book that just helps you see, things, whatever it might be, pursue that. What helped me, there was a great book by Deepak Chopra called The Path to Love, and a recent one called The Presence Process by Michael Brown, and that's Presence, The Presence Process, Michael Brown. Two wonderful books to help get into the understanding of what was going on down here and how it's been rippling out in the outside world. So I feel like those are some areas, including what I just talked to Rishi about too, that can really help just transform how you're perceiving yourself and how you're perceiving your world. So that's what they have for you, VD. And again, I think that was for more than just you and I. I love Spirit speaks many ways to many of us. Even overhearing conversations, right? We're like, oh my gosh, okay, thank you. So many blessings for you. All right, Jazz, you want general reading for today. So let's take a look here. I do want to go to the Radiant Rider. Wait. And then Sahu, you'll be next. And then Erica, good afternoon. You'll be next. And KDP, question 1. You'll be after that. All right. So, Jazz, let's see. What would they like you to know about today? All right. What do we got going on here? Wow. Wow. I love it. You got 3 number 8s, which is great, because today is about movement, movement in your outside world. You have the Eight of Pentacles, which is about you've been doing the work, you've been investing the time, and now it's movement is starting to take hold in your life. So it's like an apprentice who's been studying under a master for a long time, and now you're getting recognized for all your hard work, and you're starting to be pulled up into, it's like an assistant manager being moved up into a manager, an apprentice to a master, graduating, from a class, type of or a school. It's that kind of energy that's starting to pull on you here. And you have the Eight of Wands, which is all about energy, 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 that's coming in, and messages too. So a lot of energy and a lot of movement that's headed your way today. So, you know, it's the kind of thing that you're just like, you get a um, information on a new job offer or promotion or a bonus, or it can even be relationships where a relationship goes to another level, or it's like that kind of energy. There's this movement and this change that's happening in your outside world. And then you got the number eight, which is the strength card. And there is this, there it goes, beautiful movement with this too, because this is your human self and this is your higher self. See the infinity symbol up here. So this is your higher self really bringing in and allowing you to feel this wholeness and this completeness, where a lot of things in the outside world are not fulfilling our human side, relationships, situations, things. Even though you're moving up in the outside world, I feel like you're also going, yeah, it's it doesn't bring you the satisfaction that you were hoping it would, which is okay. That's the design of this life, where it's not designed for us to be satisfied in it, because we'd never turn inward for our heightened experience. Our first part of our experience is simply going around as the lion, not aware that we're more than the lion. We're just going around eating, having relationships, jobs, doing all the human stuff. And we're like, when is this going to feel satisfying? I still feel empty inside. And then that's like the master number 11. And then you hit master number 22, which is, wait, doo-doo, I am a spiritual being having a human experience. Then we start expanding our mind around spirituality. And some spirituality will say, that our higher self is supposed to try to kill off the lion and kill it. It's like, no, it's the lion is a part of us. It's our shadow. It's our, it's like our fingertip, of our whole powerful self. Like, we're not going to chop that off. It's part of us. We're just using it to touch stuff and experience stuff. So then master number 33 happens. That's the 11 plus the 22. So the 11 plus the 22 allows them to have this new journey together, hand in paw, knowing that what fulfills the lion is our relationship with our higher self, because it's a being that's made of unconditional love, and that's really what we're hungering and thirsting for here. So I feel like your general, yeah, what a just general reading is, this huge, beautiful uh changes that are happening in your outside world are really allowing you this beautiful connection and this understanding with your higher self, to where you're able to go together into these changes, and it's going to feel totally different than going at it alone as just the lion, because you're still going to be hunger and thirsty, um, when you're at it alone as the lion. But when you connect with your higher self, you have all this fullness and this wholeness from within, that you're like, I've got everything I need right here. And so it's an adventure instead of a hectic search for food and water, because I'm starving and I'm thirsty. The stuff I'm eating doesn't fill me up. It doesn't, stuff I drink doesn't take away my thirst. Then higher self comes down here, try some of this. And they hand you the Ace of Cups, which is full of the unconditional love of above. And you take a drink and you're like, oh, thank God. That feels so good. My thirst is gone. My belly is full. What are we going to do now? I don't know. Let's go this way. It's not a desperate search, it's an adventure instead. So that's your general reading for today, Jazz. I'd be surprised to see if you had a specific question, what's coming through with that? But many blessings for you, and enjoy that expansion in your outer world. All right, Sahu, let's take a look here and see what we've got going on. So you want to know Ryan's current feelings for you now. So today, right now, let's take a look and see what we've got here. I do want to use the good tarot. Then we got Erica, Katie P, and then Lisa. Hey, Toby. Good morning. Good morning. You'll be next after that. Maxine, hello. You'll be after that. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. I just really appreciate it. Just I feel the love and the connection, and I just really am very appreciative. So please know that. Right, Sahu. So first of all, there's the 10 of air. This would be the 10 of swords in the standard tarot. Normally, it's someone that's laying down on the ground with 10 swords stuck in their back. I know, not a relationship card that we, our, heart wants to see, but it means that, they are ready to let expectations go, that they feel overwhelmed, exhausted from trying to live up to so many expectations in their world. I really don't feel it's just around relationships and individuals and their interactions with you. I just feel like, especially they have the eight of earth here, the eight of pentacles, which we just had in that previous reading, which is about a lot of things happening in the outside world. They've been working, and now things are starting to move up and out there, and they are exhausted from it. It's like they had all these expectations of how their education should be, how their business should be, how their family should be, and their friends and relationships, and all this stuff that they're investing all this energy in, and it's finally moving in the outside world. And they also have the transformation card, which is the death and rebirth card. And so I feel like their outside world is about to just kind of explode in a way. It's like it's opening up into this it's like the last thing that grows on a fruit tree is the fruit, and I kind of feel like suddenly all the trees that they had planted that wake up in the morning and there's fruit on everything. He's like, oh God, I got to go harvest all these before they go bad. And so he's like investing all this energy and all this energy and all this energy. And I just feel like they are cutting all the stuff out of their life because they're exhausted, and they're just making choices of what they're focusing their energy on and what they're not. And I feel like relationships, especially with that 10 of air, I wonder, and I don't know, this sounds familiar, but I don't know if they're an air sign or they have a lot of air in their birth chart, because I feel like when the energy has to be budgeted, that emotions is the first thing to go. Like they see it as like emotions are a dessert. I don't need dessert. I need to focus on this. And I kind of feel like that's what's going on in their life, that there's like they just don't have time for emotion, um, outside of energy being focused on their goals, on this thing that they've been growing and growing and growing in their life. So that's what's going on for them right now. Who knows, once everything calms down and they get the harvest done and they have like this time just to sit and exhale, that they're like, oh yeah, relationships, emotions, but is it worth the wait? If that's, it's like that feeling of being fit in between important things. And who likes to feel that? I know I didn't. That was one of my relationships that I learned wonderful through, of going, yeah, but I realized how I was fitting myself in between what I thought was important things and not allowing myself to be first either. So that is what they have for you today, Sahu. So many blessings. Hang in there. I know it's a fun adventure. All right, Erica, you are up next. Let's take a quick drink here. Should you move toward the Aries? Let's take a look. I still want to stick with the good tarot here. We will see what they have. So tell us about this Aries. Okay. Well, you got the temptation card here, which is normally the devil card, right? And I feel like, especially you have that, and you have the messenger of air, which would be the knight of air, which is about movement of thought and belief. And this temptation here, the devil card, the Saturn energy about, I'm sorry, doing the work and looking at it shakes and rattles your cage about beliefs, what's been making you feel bound and making you feel trapped, and that you can't move beyond things. Saturn comes and rattles your cage, rattles our thoughts and our beliefs, because that's what creates the cage. And while it's rattling and being moved and shaken, your thoughts about things, your beliefs about things, you're being challenged about, this is the way we're taught all this stuff, but is that really how you want to continue to think? Then that cage door, which was never locked and not even fully closed, goes creak and opens up, and you're like, "What was that?" And you're like, "Hey, the door's open." And then you realize, "Oh, wait a minute, it's me that's keeping myself." And that's what our shadow does. It brings up all this stuff for us so that we can question it, understand it, and make movement. And when we do that, when we make the movement of our thoughts and our beliefs, it's then that we get the reward. That's what Saturn does. It's like you do the work, you look into this stuff, and then boom, here's your prize for doing that. And then you have the Ace of Fire, the Ace of Wands. So it's like there's this Aries energy here. It's fire, right? It's the ace. It's a lot of passion and drive and new energy that comes back. And I feel like they're saying, after you really look into your expectations and your thoughts and your beliefs around yourself and relationships and even them, do that. And then if you do that, you'll look at the relationship differently and then make movement toward them. But if you make movement toward them beforehand, then it's just going to be this fire that just a big bonfire that just and then it's gone. So that's what they are um, advising. That's the hint, the advice that they have for you regarding moving toward the Aries. And it's funny, when I read moving toward the Aries in your mind, they just gave you all the stuff about the mind, about your thoughts that are moving toward the Aries in your mind, and question those and look at those. And then after you're able to reflect on that, then it'll change your approach on how you do more move toward the Aries in the outside world. So I love it. All right, Erica, that is your message from them. Many blessings to you. And then KDP, you are up next. I do want to move over here to the Naked Heart Tarot. You want to know advice on how to move on from your past relationship with Jordan, and when would you meet your next person? All right, let's take a look here. See what they have for you. And Lisa, you will be next up to bat. So okay. And then when? Okay, wow. Okay. So the how you've got the magician card first, and the magician card is about you holding on to that wand, knowing that you have everything that you need within you, and that wherever you point your wand is what you grow in your life. So, it's important to feel the feels and look at that. But if we're focusing everything on the past and what you had and what's missing and what you don't want to have in your life, of course, that grows. But focusing on what you're grateful for, and it's kind of like looking at what were you grateful for in your relationship with Jordan, right? And not focusing on what was horrible and that wasn't meeting up to your expectations, but looking at what you really were thankful for and what you're grateful for in your life and what you do want to bring into your life. It's like using that because you also have the actual um, Ace of Wands or the Page of Wands here too, which is so you have the magician. It says you hold the power on where you're focusing your energy and what you want to do and where you want to go and how you want your life to be. You're not at the whim of your emotions or anyone else. You are the one in charge because you also have the Sky Father, which is also the Emperor in Standard Tarot, which is about you um, being in control of your life. You're the one in charge. The message that's been given lately, which was it's pretty, so fitting for us is, sometimes we feel like we're the stable hand that's been assigned to the horse slash pig stable where all we do all day is, you know, shovel crap of pigs and horses. And it's like, no, you're the emperor. You get to choose what position you hold in your life. You don't have to, um, take anyone else's orders. You are the ruler of your individual kingdom and no one else. And you do have the Eight of Wands. So I feel like all this fire energy that's coming in here, that when you take your power back into your hands and realize, I get to decide what I feel, I get to decide what store I put to any situation and what my future holds. You get this, and this fast moving energy comes back to you, the energy that you might be investing in the past and fear of the future. It's like coming back to the now and taking charge and really using the Ace of Wands, that magician's wand, to focus on what you want to grow and being aware. Because you'll know when it's slipped and it's focusing on something that you don't want to grow in your life, something that's missing, because you'll feel that in your heart. And you're like, oh, no, that's not what I want. And there's nothing wrong with it. Be gentle with yourself. Just go, okay, yeah, I'm gonna stop growing that. I'm gonna start being focused on what I'm grateful for and expand that. Because we asked when would you meet the next person? And that is, the Nine of Wands, more fire energy of taking the Ace of Wands that you have here. Right now, there's this energetic block that's keeping you back. But when you realize that one of the wands that's creating the block is your Ace of Wands, you can move that Ace of Wands and it opens up the block for you to move through it. And so, really regaining your power and sitting with that allows you to do that, because also during the process, you have the Eight of Swords, which is your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets and your attitudes and your expectations. And this is the process where you're realizing that this beautiful, beautiful flower is being contained and bound by your own thoughts and your beliefs and your expectations. And so I feel like as you get back your power and you understand the expectations that you have around yourself and others and the world and what relationships are supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be and must be, that it opens up because you're taking this power back, and then it just opens things up. Because when you have a lot of expectations, which we all are given them, I mean, we're inundated from the womb all the way through our lives of all these rules, right? All those expectations are just poured into us. We're like, why would we think we'd have a long list of expectations, right? We've been just like spoon fed them all our life, and but when we have so many, it just restricts, like that rose. There are so many of them that it makes the road so narrow in order for happiness to happen and for things to be there. And the more we cut away expectations, the more opportunities open up because, when we have like this is the narrow road, there's all this opportunity over here, and there's all this opportunity over here that we miss because it's not in here, right? And so the more expectations that we drop away and go, why do I believe that? And I'm like, oh yeah, now I remember. It's like questioning all those, and the more we whittle away at them, the more experiences and the more like a person, there might be a person like right here that is meant for us for our next relationship, and we miss them because of our expectations. And so it sits, and we're like, where is everyone? And they're like, well, they're outside. And if you're like, oh, there they are, sometimes there's like three, and you're like, oh, wow. It goes from what a dry spell to like, oh my gosh, it's raining men, right? And you're just like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? But so that's what they want you to know right now, as far as advice on how you can move on from the past relationship and move toward your next adventure. So many blessings to you, Katie. All right. Guys, thank you so much again for your patience as I go down the list and for all the thumbs up you've given the video already. It does definitely help out my channel, and I really appreciate that so much. If you weren't here in the beginning, today is going to be the last day that you can sign up or um, participate for the weekly drawing for the 30-minute personal free reading. I did put, if you go further up in the chat, you'll see at the beginning one about the video of how you can get into the drawing, and then the playlist for the weekly energy updates for October, which have to do with that. So if you guys want to check that out, appreciate that. And any thumbs up does help out, and I appreciate you guys. All right, we'll continue going on here. Let me just take a quick drink. All right, Lisa, you want to know you're a Saggy. Welcome, welcome. Will you find love before this year's end? Let's use the Radiant Rider Waite. And then Toby, you'll be next. And then Maxine. All right. So will you find love before this next year? In the romantic sense, I'm assuming Spirit knows what you're wanting. Okay. Can I get clarity on that? Okay. You do have a lot of energy that's coming into your life this year, but I don't feel like you're going to be like find love by the end of this year, because you're given these three cards here. And this one represents, I mentioned 10 of Swords earlier. These are all these expectations that you are whittling away. I mean, I just literally talked about, relationships and expectations. These are all those things that you are um, moving to open up the channel to where you meet someone, because you have both the high priestess, and you've got the two of wands. And the high priestess, allows you to go into her high temple, which she's by herself. She reflects on the subconscious, the unconscious, connects to the spirit world, really gets to see beyond and understand things as it's happening. So I feel like you're going into the hidden and the unknown. And this is what's allowing you to really realize where a lot of this came from and what you're whittling away, which brings you into this beautiful place of you hold your world in your hands, and you're at this place where wherever you're focusing your energy is what's expanding in your life. So you've got this wonderful, wonderful, um, all that energy that's coming in is allowing you to go, okay, now with all this awareness and these expectations being moved, I have the world in front of me. And what do I want to do? What steps am I going to take? It's like this excitement, this energy comes in because before you felt very restricted. It's almost like a little puppy that's been kept in their kennel all day, and you're like, I want out. And then, you know, people come home and open the door, and you're like, psh, out the doggy door you go. And you're just like, woohoo. The world is your oyster. And like, okay, what am I going to do first? And it's like this freedom, this energy that's coming to you over the next couple months that just really opens up the next year to be such an open, um, it's like you're standing looking over the sea going, what voyage am I going to take? Where am I going to go? The world is my oyster. Where am I going to head off to? So I kind of feel like that's going to make it so much more, because with those 10 of swords, if we don't look inward, like with that high priestess, and go inward and look at our thoughts and our beliefs and our mindsets, we do what we always did and we get what we always got. And I feel like you're like, no, I'm tired of being in the kennel. I'm tired of feeling constricted and small and, that all this pressure. I want to be out running in the field. And so you're ready for something new. And so it's definitely worth the wait because it's going to be so different than anything that you've ended up with before, which is fantastic, right? So that's what they have for you right now, Lisa. Many blessings to you. All right, Toby, good morning. And you want a general reading? So let's take a look here. I do want to go to the Queen of the Moon Oracle for you. And then Maxine, you'll be up next. And then Shika. And then Strawberry Rose. Hey, Jesse D. Thank you for subscribing and liking. And you will be after that. All right. So let's take a look here, Toby. What would Spirit like you to know right now for your life? All right. I do want this one here. And you've got the pleasure card. Yay! Beautiful, beautiful card there. Card number 18. Yep. Let's see what comes in here for you. It says, are you taking life too intensively or too seriously? No. The time has come to call in the pleasures of life. Seek lightheartedness at this time. Focus on what would make you happy. Schedule in activities you find pleasurable. Little mini affirmation is, I open myself to the pleasures of life. And it says, in our search for a better life, something happened along the way. We forgot how to find real pleasure in what we do rather than just being diverted from the everyday. Life can be overwhelming, and our rational minds seem to need every available minute of our time to be able to cope with its demands. Pleasure has taken the back seat, or there is a pattern of it now forming destructive tendencies, such as binge drinking rather than simply having a wine or two with friends. A big part of pleasure is letting go. This does not mean surrendering or giving up. It simply means handing over um, of all our administration, stress, and worries for a time and immersing ourselves in something joyful. When we don't allow ourselves to experience pleasure, whether in the form of laughter, play, sensuality, or the development of skills, we remain less than whole and feel a wanting. No fun actually makes us dull indeed. Over time, we are much less effective in our emotional and work lives if we do not experience regular doses of pleasure. Our ancient ancestors knew the importance of pleasure in the forming of a healthy mind, body, and spirit. There were gods and goddesses dedicated to happiness and the pleasure of life, such as the Egyptian goddess Hathor. The temples of Hathor were joyful places, full of songs and beauty. There were even small temples placed in her honor outside other major deities' temples so that people could be in a happy and contented mental mood before entering to worship. That's great. The Egyptians clearly believed that having a positive or relaxed state of mind assisted in having a positive spiritual connection. That's great. And the companion stone for that is turquoise. So if you have any turquoise, you know, color, jewelry or clothing, wear a lot of turquoise. Let this fun, the seriousness and this distraction that's pulled us off of, you know, work, 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 work. And when there's time for leftover than pleasure, it's like, no, schedule pleasure in as an important piece of every day of your life, whether it's, you know, going to go have a coffee, even if you have to take a thermos of your own, and go sit and read a book somewhere, whatever it is that brings you pleasure. I mean, because we end up feeling like we're existing instead of living. And I feel like this is a time for you to feel like living again and putting that pleasure in every single day, because that's what you look forward to in the day is like, "Ah, this is what this is what I'm working so hard for is to enjoy it, not like my happiness is way over there and I won't be able to be happy until that happens." Is like you can be happy now for no reason at all, then no one can take it away. And then you can then have this pleasure and this joy every single day. So that's what they have for you, Toby. Many blessings to you. All right, Maxine, you are up. And then Shika, you'll be next. And then Strawberry Rose. So, Maxine, will T and you have success with your trading venture? All right, let's take a look here. Let's go to the Radiant Rider Waite for that. Let's see what we got going on. Hey, Spring. Welcome, welcome. If you're still here, CK. Welcome, welcome. Divya, I think I said hello to you, but just in case, hello. Dr. S. Devansha Mishra, welcome. Hey, Michael. All right. That's as far as I can see down the page. So anyone else, I'll say hi to you in a moment. We'll get down to you. We have about 45 minutes or so. I should be able to, if I can stop talking, right? All right. Let's take a look here. Success in your trading. Okay, anything else? All right. So the first card that came out here is the High Priestess for you, which is great because this is about trust your gut and trust your intuition as you, interact with this individual. Trust, don't go off of just the mind and, that type of thing. But you do have the Queen of Pentacles, which is about new birth, success out in the outside world, fruitfulness. It's Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. You also have the Empress that popped up here, which these are like, you know, older sister, younger sister. She's the Empress. She's all about new birth and all of that, in the entire world, in every area of your life. She's strictly about your outside world and finances and that type of interaction. So you definitely have this wonderfulness at all. But you have the death and rebirth, and you have the temperance and balance card here at the patience. And what they're saying is that, that like whenever you're doing a venture of any kind, things don't always go 100% as expected. And that's what they're wanting to, with this is like, you're going to have some things that don't quite work out the way you wanted them to, but it's okay with all these the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles. It's going to be fine. Just have patience with it, that it will take time for things to unfold and to get you to this, um, huge birthing of things. But just know that, uh, you know, prepare for the unexpected and just know that it's going to happen. It happens in any new business, any new venture, and just be patient with it. Know that it's going to be successful, that it's going to unfold. Don't let anything get you down. Just keep pouring it back and forth like that temperance card, going, "All right, here we go. We're going to make it to that place." But definitely trust your gut and you trust your intuition because with all these queens and the empress, I mean, all this is divine feminine energy because the Queen of Pentacles she's half earth, half water, which helps her connect to the higher realms. High Priestess, definitely so. And then also the Empress, she, of course, is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So you connect to that divine nurturing energy, which also is that intuition, right? So definitely trust your intuition as you go through it and just prepare for any unexpected things, but don't freak out about them. Just knowing that it's going to recover, whatever might happen, you're going to use your intuition and find a solution. So just take a deep breath and connect and go, okay, so ideas, let's brainstorm. And they will bring you, that, answers. So trust your gut, trust your intuition, Maxine. So love it for you. That's what they have for you. All right, Shika, you are up and you want to know, how does Jay feel about you? So let's take a look here. Kind of want to go to the good tarot for this. Strawberry Rose, you'll be up. All right. So what else would you like Sika to know? Okay, what else? So you have the Two of Air, which is the Two of Swords. And that is like a decision-making card. It's like there's this fork in the road. And so they're standing at this fork in the road and they're contemplating, which direction do I want to head? One is that they're looking at leaving behind emotions that no longer serve them. They're looking at moving into kind of this wish fulfillment emotionally of their life. So that's on one hand. And on the other hand, they actually have the Five of Earth, which is the Five of Pentacles, which is about them focusing on their sustenance and where is their sustenance coming from and their worth in relation to the outside world. So it's like they have all this groundedness and this what they're looking for in their life, and then all these emotions that they want to leave behind to move to the kind of on this wish fulfillment. And so I kind of feel like they're just standing in the middle, and they're just kind of keep on, in my mind I'm seeing him, he's looking there, then there, and then he's looking there and there, and then he's looking there, and he's just going back and forth like, I don't know. I don't know. And it's like this big indecision. It's like he's afraid to make the wrong decision. And it just feels like he's just torn between a decision between going two different ways in his life and what's going on in his life and where he wants to invest his energy and his resources and everything. And so I kind of feel like, and I'm getting a lot of this today with mental individuals who are like, they're in their heads a lot, like engineers or IT people that are very air, like air element, like air signs, right? Or a lot of air in their chart, where they're just like, they're all about the analysis, and they're like, I'm gathering data, and you're like, how long is this going to take? And it's like loading 5%, goes back to 3, loading goes up to 6, goes back to 2, loading loading. And that's how I kind of feel is going on with them. It's like, come on, but you can't rush it. It's them, it's all this thinking, all the stuff that's going on. And And you're one of the things that's on their mind with everything else, but there's a lot going on in there, and so I kind of feel like there's this big indecisive energy that's around them right now. So I know, right? It's like, can you buy him more memory to make the CPU work faster in there? Can we do anything? They're like, no, it has to go through the process. If you try to rush it, it just adds more. It just makes it's like opening up more applications on your computer when you're downloading something. It goes even slower on loading, right? So that's what they have for you, Shika. I know. Blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. Thank you guys again for your patience as I work my way down the list. And Strawberry Rose, you want to know, will you receive a message from Jay soon? We'll take a look here. And then Jesse D, you will be up. And then No Sele, I probably murdered it that time again. And actually, Sumya, you will be before them. I see you ask your question a little further down, so we will get to you though. All right, so Strawberry Rose, will you receive a message from Jay soon? So the first card up here is the Seven of Swords, which the Seven of Swords is about our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, and our expectations. And uh, yeah, I love the raccoons too. So it represents our thoughts and our beliefs that are stealing something from our lives, whether it's stealing, I think it's stealing our joy, stealing our love, our self-love. And so I feel like this is what's going on right now while this waiting period is for you to really look into that for yourself, because you have the Heart of Cups, which would be the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is like that high priestess who goes into her high temple, but you do the deep diving down into your emotions, and you go deep in there, deep to your subconscious, your unconscious, to understand what emotions are happening. So the combination of both these together is this journey into understanding what you're allowing to steal your joy and all of that, because you do have the celebration and joy card that comes, but I feel like there's this holding pattern for this first. It's like they will you will receive a message from them, but the soon is all dependent upon how much you look at the innerness, because it's like, and this is an example they've been giving for a week or so with a lot around love. Whenever we're in this holding pattern and we're in a waiting room, and we can just sit there and stare at a wall, and it's going to take forever. It's like watching paint dry. But if we do the inner work and we look at, okay, how am I feeling about myself? What emotions are coming up? What am I learning from this waiting and from this interaction? And the mirror of Jay, what am I seeing about myself in this situation? The more we do that, and the faster we do that, the sooner the paint dries and the sooner things, because like movement, I love it. They're showing me, because movement in the room dries the paint faster. But if there's no movement, it takes longer. So it's the movement within ourselves that helps things move along. But with that Three of Cups, I see that the joy does come, but the holding pattern is for you to understand what thoughts and beliefs within you are stealing your joy right now. So that's what they have for you, Strawberry Rose. So I love that. Let me know what color you're painting that waiting room. All right. Many blessings to you. All right, Jesse D, the new subscriber. Thank you guys again for all you who have subscribed, and all of you that have given a thumbs up on the video. It does help on my channel. So if you haven't done so already, I appreciate it. Now it's a great reminder time when I see that. So if you haven't done so, I really appreciate if you consider doing that. It does help. All right. So you want to know when your professional visa will change. Your profession visa will change. Okay. Let's take a look here. Can you give us an idea of when this will change? Anything else? Good here. All right. So I like this because this is great. You have both the heart of swords, which would be the queen of swords, as well as the spirit of swords. So you've got both royalties, the divine masculine, divine feminine of the sword suit, which is all about your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your expectations. And um, so a strong, strong message about really understanding your expectations around things and what fears you have that are tied in. Because with the ace of swords that they both carry there, this allows you to see things from a higher perspective, but it also allows you to cut away thoughts and beliefs that are rooted in the fear of losing conditional love. And so the fears around that the profession visa doesn't change, doesn't have the movement or what you're um, wanting from it out of fear, that creates this energy, that creates this vortex of experiences and things unfolding in your life. So, I feel like it's getting down to the root of your beliefs around what you are worthy of receiving, because the 6 of Pentacles for you is this giving and receiving type of energy, and it's like, do you what thoughts and these beliefs do you have around yourself, around your worthiness to receive something more, to be able to feel like you don't have to overgive and overdo all this stuff to be able to be worthy to receive a morsel, right? It's like an exchange rate of you have to give 100 of something and receive one back. It's like this digging into the fears and the understanding about, when we feel like something's not going to unfold, it's like, well, that means something about you. And I go, does it? Let me look into my worth and how I relate my worth to everything that's going in the outside world. Because with all of that, you also have this wonderful balance that comes in when you do look into that, because you have two number fours, and fours are like a huge table with huge legs, four huge legs, right? Very solid foundation. And you have it both in your energy and in your emotions. So you have this wonderful emotional balance that comes in, and this beautiful energetic balance that comes in, which does show things um, stabilize within you with your energy and with your emotions, and and then that prepares you for what comes next. And let's see, will you give us any hint on what coming next, or sometimes they just want you to focus on the journey and the adventure? But let's take a look here. Anything else? Not those. All right. Wow. Yeah, the Ace of Swords that comes in, and the Ace of Wands. So both of these represent new beginnings, new thoughts and new beliefs and new ways of expecting in the world, but you also take your power back, which this means new energy, new opportunities that come into your life too. So, you know, they want you to do the adventure, and they're like saying, because when you do, this is your reward. You feel this freedom, you have this restart, this newness that is in your favor, whether it is exactly what you're thinking you want to expect right now. But I feel like new expectations and new things that whatever unfolds with you doing your inner work, it changes the trajectory at which you want to head and what you want to do. And it opens up this whole new passion, this whole new desire in you for doing something I almost feel like different, the unexpected, which is great. So, um, I know that's not the yes or no answer you probably were looking for, but spirit always gives us what we're needing to know right now. So I love that for you because I feel like where you would head would be so much more fulfilling than the situation you're in now. Because I almost feel like all these thoughts and beliefs that that king and that queen of swords are going to be chopping away allows you to feel free and allows you the freedom to live instead of kind of exist in a way. So I love that for you. Many blessings to you. That's what they have. All right. Nasili. Actually, sorry. Sumia, you asked your question first, and then Nosili, you'll be next. Sorry, I did that before too. Sorry, Sumia, you want to know, may you know when you can expect success and good income in your new future? Yeah, let's look into the Radiant Rider Waite and see what they have to say. And then Catherine, you'll be after Nosili, who is next. And then Katyani, if I said that right. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Sumia, when can you expect success and good income? Okay. Whoa. Well, okay. Look out. I'm going to take out an eye. All right. Well, I do like this for you because they do talk about celebration here. So, very, positive card. You got 3 of Cups. You got the Empress, which is all about, birth and fulfillment rolling into every area of your life. So, I do like that. They do show here, though, um, you have the 2 of Pentacles, which is about balancing things in your outside world as well. So there's this balance coming in because you've got the 3 of Wands. And I feel like you're going to be taking a change in direction than you had previously planned and what you were going to do that unfolds, which is all right. You have the power of choice coming in here too with the 2 of Cups. I don't necessarily feel like this is relationship, you know. I feel like this is you realizing that you get to choose where you head and what you do, um, you know, because you have this. I'm going to show you the King of Wands, which is you taking your power, you sitting on the throne of your energy and where you're investing it. And so before you might have been headed in this direction, but now you're looking and with new information, with new awareness, with new things that are unfolding, with this balancing of things in the outside world, you're like, you know what? I did want to go that way because of this and this and this, but now with this, and this, I'm going to adjust and I'm going to go this way. And so with that adjustment, wherever that takes you, and with you taking that action and taking your power into your hands, that you um, uh, direct yourself into this area where that's where you get your income and good income and success. So uh, try to be open to a new way. Don't be stubborn about like, well, no, I did this and I don't want people to think I'm fickle, or I said I was going to do this, I told everyone I was going to do this, now I got to do this. So like, no, you can change your mind. You can go like, yeah, I was, but because of this and this, I'm going this way. And that's where you get that good income and you get that success. Oh, let's see what else they got here. Yeah. Wow. Just to make sure, King of Pentacles, they're like total abundance, total worth it. So definitely worth headed that different direction. Wow. It came flying out of the deck. That's great. Excuse me. So I love that for you, Sumya. So many blessings to you. That is your reading. All right, Nusili, as promised and as teased a couple times, my apologies. Let's take a look here. You want to know, oh, you've been feeling down lately. Nothing's going well at work. Oh, okay. Let's take a look here and see what they would like you to know. Just sending you a lot of love. Let's see what they want you to know around them. What's going on in your life right now? What would you like Miss Seeley to know, please? Hmm. So you have the Queen of Swords and also the Knight of Swords. And then they both, the Knight is in pursuit of higher truth and higher understanding. And the Queen, of course, she holds the Queen. This means that you're finding these higher truths and you're putting them into your own hands. Now, the Queen of Swords is about balancing your heart and your mind, and that your heart wants certain things, and your mind has a lot of supposed tos and shoulds and need tos. That Ace of Swords that you're getting a hold of and a good grasp on is allowing you to cut away thoughts and beliefs and ways of looking at things, because it's those expectations, it's the fear of losing a conditional love that is bringing in these nightmares, that's bringing in these situations in your outside world. Because what you really are wanting, you're wanting recognition, you're wanting to be lifted up, you're wanting to be cherished, you're wanting in all areas of your life to feel important and to feel that love, right? And um, but the Six of Pentacles is where it is out of balance. And I call this the codependency awareness card. And the codependency awareness, and admit that I am a recovering enabler in codependent relationships. So there's no judgment in anything that we say here. And this is about understanding your worth and understanding, this scenario that you get in with in every area of your life, of that you have to over give in order to feel worthy to get a little bit back. And this goes all the way back, when you go back and look at the emotions when you first felt it, you're probably going to find something in your early younger years under 7 years old, whether it's with parents or teachers or siblings or whoever it was that you felt you had to do extreme things to compete for attention and love. And that sets the whole ripple effect for the entire rest of our lives until we understand it and transform it. And when we go back and look, and it's like, you had to, like I said, the exchange rate is, 100, 1,000 of something of love and attention and whatever you're to where you feel you're worthy to get one back. So you invest, your job, your relationship, whatever, and it becomes overwhelming. It becomes exhausting, the amount of energy that you invest. And, um, but you continue to give and give and give until we are resentful, when we're in that type of relationship, we end up feeling like we're a parent, whether it's at work, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's friendships, whatever it might be in our life, we feel that we have to give. And so we become parent child instead of adult to adult type of equal giving and receiving because of our worth and our feelings around our worth. And so we'll give and give and give, but we won't let baby bird, we'll be mama bird, daddy bird, but we won't let baby bird give to us because that's no, that scares us. Because if we're needy and we receive, then we're going to be needy and be rejected or left behind because we're asking too much, right? We've been taught we have to overgive and to receive, so we don't know how to receive. And so because we won't receive from the baby bird, then, work, whatever this baby bird is, they will invest their energy somewhere else because of our resistance that we have and that we teach people not to give to us. And they want to feel like we do when we give. We feel, okay, I feel I'm worth something. I feel like it's a wonderful feeling to give, and it's reinforcing of our worth. And other people want to feel that too. And so if we don't receive from us, then they will invest it somewhere else, become a workaholic, work out at the gym, all their friends, hobby, or affairs, or other people, somewhere where they will be able to express and feel like someone will receive from them because we won't. They want to give somewhere. And so that's what codependent type of scenarios bring for us. But the core of it is how we believe about ourselves. And I feel like doing that, taking time to get away from that and understand it and go, okay, I know where it happened and why, and I understand that now. And then a great book, there's actually two books, and if these resonate with you at all, that helped me. The first book was the Path to Love by Deepak Chopra, wonderful book. The other one is just recently this year, which I've done a lot of shadow work, but this one was really like, wow, really helped get into some nooks and crannies that helped to release some great stuff. And it's The Presence Process by Michael Brown. So if you are interested, check into those. Even if it's an ebook, they can be pretty cheap, or a used book too. I buy a lot of used books because they're still good condition. I can still read them, but I like to underline. I'm old fashioned. But those really help transform your belief about yourself and understanding. And it allows you to go, okay, you're okay with, you know, uh, what's going on outside of you because you're getting your worth from within instead. And I really feel that, all of this is happening on purpose for a purpose for you. And I know sometimes you're like, how can that be? You know, with, work and your partner and nightmares. Why is this happening for me? And it's like, because your cage is being rattled to wake you up, to have you let go of all the cage that's around you so you can be free from all this stuff, all these pressures and all this. And so freedom is on the other end of this. So hang in there knowing you're not alone in what you're feeling, and you're never alone. You're surrounded by a beautiful support group of guardian angels, spirit guides, loved ones who are on the other side, ancestors, unicorns, fairies, whatever you believe those beings of unconditional love and light are. You're never alone, and they're with you. So hang in there, because you have freedom coming. And I know I was there, and I'm on the other side of it, and it is glorious. So hang in there. Many blessings to you. All right, Catherine, you are up next, and you're in a situationship. Can you know what intention V holds for you currently? And does he see us together in the long term? All right, let's take a look here. I do want to go to the Naked Heart Tarot. Let's see what they have to say. And then Katyani, you will be next. And then Chocolate Melanin. Let's see if we're able to get to Divya. Sorry for their loss there. We'll see what Spirit has for you there. And CK, we'll see if we can get to you. And Spring. Okay, let's take a look here. So, Catherine, your situationship with V. What are the intentions to see you together in the future? Okay. Anything else? Okay. So, as far as their intentions that they hold towards you, um, this is the Magician card, of course, which is all about intentions, and they're the manifester, right? So they are guiding you know, that's the Ace of Wands that they hold. They're holding their power, they're guiding their power, they're growing things in their life. And he he is doing a lot of stuff in his life. I mean, he is investing a lot of energy. Feels like he just has so much going on around everywhere. But he's ready. The 10 of Wands is about endings and new beginnings that are coming soon, because he's reached the end of where he's been investing all of his energy. And then he will be, focusing his energy in a direction. When asked about uh, the intentions, Seven of Pentacles, this is the um, what's the last thing that grows on a fruit tree? The fruit. It's a patience card. I know. When we ask about relationships, we're like, not that, no. So it's like things are slowly growing. Things take seasons to unfold. Um, yeah, and there is joyful emotions that are there. So he definitely has the joy around there, but there's also confusion around emotions. So it's kind of like he's got so much going on, or he has been going through so much where he's been investing his energy. Things have been growing, he's just allowing things to unfold. There's a lot of joy, but there's also all this emotional confusion that's going on around him, where I kind of it's almost like he's unsure of his actual intentions and what he actually wants, because he just feel like there's so much of that busyness that's going on, so much that's going on in the outside world, that it's just like this. Yeah, it's like slow going. And then you got the movement of pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the slowest moving knight. Now there's movement, but with both of these are major patience cards, waiting for the seasons to unfold in the outside world. Uh, so it feels like uh, he's waiting for things to fall into place in his outside world, and he's trying to understand this emotional confusion about what he wants from you and in life in general. And that it's going to take time for things to unfold and to fall into a place in the outside world. So it's like, okay, if they're worth the wait and you got nothing else better to do, enjoy the journey. But it's up to you, if you want to wait for an answer or not. If you've been waiting a long time and you're like, nope, it's time to poop or get off the pot, so be it. You get to choose that if you want. There's nothing wrong with you grabbing the horns yourself, right? But let me see. What advice do you have for Catherine regarding this situation? Yeah. Got the Page of Wands. It's about taking your power into your own hands, new passion, new drive, new ambition. Um, so they're like, grab your energy and live. Don't sit around waiting, right? It's like, it's time for you to become that magician for what you want to do and what you want to bring. It's not waiting for them to bring to you what they want for you. It's like you can ask yourself those questions. What are your intentions for them? And do you see yourself together? Truly see, not don't lie to yourself, not wishful thinking, really connect into that beautiful gut instinct and intuition that you have, and go, do I really see us together in the long term? And if you're like, nope, and are you okay with it? You're like, it's good for now, then you get to hold that magic wand to be what you want it to be. But I really feel like asking yourself those questions really helps you bring the power back for you. So that's what they have for you. All right, Catherine, many blessings. All right. So, Kachiani, you want to know, when will you meet the person you'll marry, or have you already met? Do you already know them already? Any hints? All right, let's take a look here. I'm going to use the good tarot, and then chocolate melanin. You'll be next. All right. So let's take a look here. These cards come flying out of the deck. So let's look at these first. So, do you know this person? So, you have this victory and movement card, and you also have this messenger of water. So, when I feel is uh, in the very near future, because there's movement. You've got the emotional movement card with the Knight of Water, and then you have the Chariot, which is all the horses in the movement of water. I mean, movement. So you do have that. It's going to be very soon. So I don't feel like you know them yet because I'd have gotten like something like the Six of Cups or something showing that you knew the person. So I don't think you know them yet, and it's going to be very soon. Let's see what else that they would like you to at least hints about who they might be. So you got the Ace of Air. So it is someone, I kind of feel like an air sign that's very intellectual, very intelligent, very much in their minds. Let's see what else around that. So they could be either a, okay, yeah. So they are an air sign because you got the King of Air. So they are either, an Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini, and or they have a lot of air in their birth chart too. So let's see what else they'll tell you. So they are very much an intellectual, very much in their head. Okay. All right. Let's see what else they have here. Okay. They might be an Aquarian. So, with all of these, because you've got all the air in the air, and then this is the Aquarian card, which is an air sign. So they might have a lot of Aquarius energy around them. But they also have the King of Water, which is a balance between heart and mind. So he's not just all intellectual, but there's a lot of that, but they still feel because you get the wish fulfillment here with the Nine of Water to the Nine of Cups. You do find emotional fulfillment with them, so they know how to, um, you know, feel. And that's Aquarians do. I'm actually an Aquarius sun, so I get it. Sometimes we are like people go, "You guys don't feel anything," and I'm like, "Oh, we feel. We just keep them in that little, that little water bearer that we are. That's where we keep our emotions. We keep it in a nice little Tupperware containers in this, heart closet. That's where we keep our emotions. When we film, we bring them out. You just sometimes have to ask them, "Hey, can I have one of your Tupperware of emotions? Because you haven't been like exhibiting emotion to me." "Oh yeah, here you go." So you might have to ask them for a hug, ask them to cuddle, and they're like totally willing to. They just sometimes get so caught up into the world and everything, and the intellectual and the seeking of things that sometimes they forget, which is all right because they're going to bring you that emotional fulfillment. So I like that. Now, patience is your last card. And I know, oh, are you kidding me? But it is patience. It is about just be patient with it unfolding because it will. But as we've been saying, when you're in that waiting room, waiting for the person to come into your life, you work on you work on your heart, you work on your self love. And the more you work on that, the faster the paint dries in the room with the more movement that you're having with your heart, the faster that they are able to come in. Because otherwise, spirit puts a little, slows down. You know how, like, when you're watching a movie and you can go frame by frame, or it goes slower where the movie slows down. They do that so that we can work on ourselves, so we can be ready for the meetup, and that we're ready to be open to receive them and meet them. Otherwise, they'd meet us and they're like, "Oh my God, no," or we're like, "Oh my God, no," because we need to be ready and they need to be ready for that meeting, for that divine appointment of the coming together. So in the meantime, work on you. All right, that's what they have for you. Kachiani, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. I apologize if I am not, but many blessings to you. All right, chocolate melanin, JB. Hello, hello. Let's take a look here. You want to know what your soulmate looks like and how you can recognize them. All right, well, let's take a look here at the Naked Heart Tarot. And see what they have to say. And then Divya, if you are still here, you will be up next. And then CK. And then Spring. And at that point, I'm at 2 hours right now. So after I finish those, not going to be able to get to everyone today. I'm going to have that be my last. And just know that I will be back here at 7 p.m. Mountain Time this evening. Also tomorrow morning at 11, 5 p.m. on Instagram, and then 8 o'clock tomorrow night on YouTube, and then 10 a.m. on Sunday and 7 p.m. on Sunday night, all Mountain Time. And then I am every day during the week. Now, also, if you need an answer like today and I wasn't able to get to right now, and you're not able to make it to tonight's, I do have a list of playlist in the description box of this video of a lot of the playlists. If you go to my main page, the playlists are all on that front page. Trust your gut, trust spirit is guiding you. And because I have weekly energy updates, monthly readings, pick a cards, all different types of readings there. And so whatever you're drawn to, spirit will have a message there for you. So just trust that they are aware, they'll draw you. And I put out a ton of them. So you should be able to, find one that resonates for your answer. So I do love that. Again, in here, let me throw this in here real quick. And I will get to you guys' other readings real quick here. But I am having a contest or a drawing, not a contest, nothing you have to do except comment. But here's the video on how you sign up for the weekly drawing for a 30-minute free personal reading, a recorded personal reading. And here's the playlist for the weekly energy updates, which is related to that. And so if you check into that. And also I do offer personal readings, which all that information is listed in the description box below too. If you are needing one and you can't seem to get it, a free one here, they're pretty minimal pricing for the recorded ones. And there's even a sliding price scale where you can choose a price that's more in alignment with where you're at with that. So that is what I have to say. So appreciate you guys being here. If you haven't given me a thumbs up on that already, please consider doing so. It does help out the channel. And I do love coming on here and giving free readings, of course. But I have to balance. I got a big check from Spirit because I went 4 hours one night, and they're like, "You're going to burn yourself out and you're not going to be any good to anyone." So I try to keep it around 2 hours. So we'll see what we can do here. All right. So chocolate melanin, you want to know about your soulmate and what they look like and how you can recognize it. Okay. All right. So let's take a look here. Oh my gosh. So you did get the Lover's card. Which, so they're like confirming, like, yes, you do have this divine appointment with this individual. And there is this movement again, and we had the Chariot card just a moment ago too. But you have this movement, and you also have the King of Cups. It's the Spirit of Cups. And so I really feel this is someone who has this balanced, wonderful, balanced heart and mind. They might be a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. Um, but I really feel like, especially the Lovers card here, too. I mean, this is about the power of choice and the emotional choices. I kind of feel like what's going on here, um, you're going to recognize them because they're a very loving, emotional person, but they're not an overly emotional person like that people label people. They're so emotional. It's like they they are able to express their emotions in such a clear way and communicate emotion, which is like, wow, okay. And you like that. And like I said, I feel like they have a lot of, either they're either a water sign or they have a lot of water in their chart because they've been through emotional experiences in their life where they do have that emotional intelligence. So they've been through it. I mean, they've gone through a death and a rebirth. So they have transformed like from a caterpillar into a butterfly. And you can see it in someone who's gone through that because of how they present themselves and who they are and the energy they have around it. Um, and so I feel like they used to be in codependent relationships with the Six of Pentacles, and they don't allow it anymore. They have this equal give and take instead of being like a parent child. They have this equal give and take. They have gone through this. Now, it might be something that you might want to look at around, do you tend to overgive in relationships or feel like you have to do a large amount of thing to receive a little bit back? I feel like while you're waiting, that the Six of Pentacles is your wonderful waiting room experience of looking at your worth and looking at how you reflect on what you're worthy of receiving based on what you've grown up with and who you were. Because I feel like this death and rebirth, because these cards came out, it was like they were telling me about them, but then they're also saying that this is something in the meantime, while you're preparing to wait and meet them, that this is what you can work on within yourself. So if you were watching this, I mentioned a little bit ago, um, for another individual that is, being challenged with this. And a couple books that I mentioned that helped are The Path to Love by Deepak Chopra and also The Presence Process by Michael Brown. So if any of those resonate with you and you want to kind of look into those or whatever you feel that you can do to help you with your shadow work regarding, being in codependency, because I feel like this individual has been through it all and they've kind of evolved past it with all their inner work and their death and their rebirth. And for you to be ready for them, it's important for you to do that inner work for you, because otherwise, they want a equal partnership, but you might try to become the enabler and they won't let you. And if it becomes too much, they might back away. So it's important for you to do the work to be ready, because they are doing or have done the work to be ready. And so in order for it to be a good match, and at that time, otherwise you'll drift off until you do the work and then you'll come back. So it's like the waiting room experience. It's like to have that happen, otherwise it's going to be boom, boom, and not come together. So that's what they have for you, chocolate melanin. Many blessings to you. All right. So, Divya, let's take a look here. And you wanted to know, yeah, for your person, what do you do? They've recently lost their brother. Okay. See what advice that spirit has for you in that situation. I know it's tough to see someone that you really care about going through loss and going through the pain. All right. So for Divya, what advice for her person's loss of their brother. Anything else? Hmm. Okay. I thought this was going to be coming up. You have the Innocence of Cups, which is the Page of Cups. And this is just give them love. Just give them unconditional love. Support them with their emotions as they're going through it. You can't make it better. You can't take away their pain. You can't make them heal any faster. Um, you can just fill yourself up with unconditional love and allow that love to flow over to them. Because they're going to make their emotional choices, and they came here, and there's nothing wrong with feeling pain and feeling loss and feeling betrayal or whatever we feel, our anger, because we came here to feel it. But every moment is a choice between unconditional love and the fear of losing conditional love, and neither is wrong or right, just they feel different. And so when you just give unconditional love, it'll help draw them. It's like being a bright light. It helps draw them back like a lighthouse. For someone that's on a stormy sea, just be this bright light of love and allow, to be this place. They also have the Nine of Pentacles here, which the Nine of Pentacles normally means about you finding your wholeness and your completeness within you, because it's like the hermit's journey. But it's weird. I feel like they're saying just be like a safe harbor for them. Like be this wholeness and this completeness within you. Don't get drawn out into the storm yourself. um, Fill yourself up with that love, fill yourself up with your inner worth and your solidarity, your solidity, where you are a safe harbor for them to come to when they feel like they're able to. You have the Hanged Man, which is all about patience. It's almost like just hang around them. You don't have to do anything. Just being around them, being the love, being a safe harbor for them is the best thing that you can do. They're saying let go of expectations of how they're supposed to be, how you're supposed to be, how everything's supposed to be, and just really connect to that unconditional love and just be at peace. Allow a peaceful mind and be a peaceful harbor, a peaceful place for him to come to. But you can just hang around him, just be love. Don't try to fix, because that doesn't help. You can't change someone's mind. You can't change anyone's emotional choices or decisions. You can just be love, and that just makes it an easier choice for them to find love. But it doesn't mean that they will, because you can give someone the world and they can still choose to not be happy, and it's okay. Just be love, be love, be love. You can't change anyone else. All you can do is become a solid, that's what they keep saying, just be a solid lighthouse, a safe harbor for him to come to. But the lighthouse doesn't go chase after ships and try to make them, come into the safe harbor. They just shine bright, love, 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 and then they're drawn to it when they're ready. So you can relieve yourself of responsibility for their emotions. And there's a beautiful thing. Um, whenever we have individuals in our lives who are going through something and we feel helpless, right? Whenever we see someone in need, our soul activates compassion and love that wants to do something. And a lot of times we're able to do something physically, give them something, help them with something, do something, da 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 da. And that allows that energy to flow out of our heart. And so it flows and we feel okay. It's like, okay, good. But when we can't do anything, our heart, it's like a hose that's turned on full blast, but the nozzle's turned off. The hose gets tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter, and it feels like it's going to explode, right? And that's how our heart feels when we're not able to do something, but we can do something. We may not be able to do something in the physical world, but you can send love in whatever way it is, a big bubble or a stream or a lightning bolt or an orb or however you feel it and see it within you. Just get quiet. Take a deep breath and allow that love to flow from your heart, not telling it what to do. Just let the love flow to the other person and surround them. And their higher self behind that person will always accept the love that you have to give and that you want to send, because um, sometimes the human character is and it's like they're not going to take this love I have, and it's like they may not, this little character that they're playing, the little Tasmanian devil that's but the higher self behind the person will. So send it to them and they will use that love, and that allows that love to fly to your heart. It's like doing the nozzle and then and then it's like, okay, I can breathe again. And then when it rises back up again, you just send more love and you keep doing it. And you'll see a change in things too. So many blessings to you, Divya. That's what they have for you right now. All right, CK, you are up. You want to know what is next for your career? Let's take a look here at the Radiant Rider Waite. And then Spring, you will be the final message for today. Again, thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate your patience and my sincerest apologies for not being able to get to you all. If I had the energy, I would stay on for days giving messages, but I do have to balance. Evidently, is what I was told by Spirit. So hang in there. All right. So, as far as what's next for your career, I feel like you are being moved up, because there's this energy here with the Seven of Wands, that you are moved to this higher level, and other people are not happy about it because they feel like they're already below you, and then you get moved up and they feel even lower. And they're like, how dare you move up and have enjoyment and success in life? Get back down here and be miserable with the rest of us. So I kind of feel like maybe it's like a team you're on, that a promotion comes and that they give it to you, and all your friends and all these people that were comrades, with you are now, they're like, oh, you're the big boss now. Are you over us now? And that they, because they feel like you've moved up, that there's this conflict. And you also have the Five of Wands, which is the card of that starts off looking like conflict, but I really feel the five is about transformation and movement. And the energy changes from where it looks like they're fighting to where you realize these are individuals that are helping you, helping each other improve their skills and move up and do that. And I feel like if, with the Seven of Wands, how you can help with this situation is by helping everyone with their own career, with their movement. So where that you're like, now that I'm in this position, I can do this, and let's look at this. And if you're wanting, what do you want to do? Let's put together a plan, and I'd be happy to help you. They're like, what? You're helping bring them up, because they feel you're up here. And well, it's like you were here, they already thought you were above them anyway when they were starting off, and then you get promoted and they're like, great, they feel even lower, right? But if you reach down and help bring them up, then they're like, oh, really? And that helps transform the energy from one of conflict and jealousy to one of like, oh wow, you care. And that's what changes, because you have the devil card here, which, don't be afraid of this. This is Saturn energy, Capricorn energy, which is all about shaking and rattling your cage and rattling your beliefs about things, because that's what that energy does. It brings your beliefs that you've had for a long time around something. It just shakes it, shakes it, shakes it, and then it allows you to see the chain that was around your neck, that it's not a tight chain. You're just like, you know what? This just lifts right off my head. Or sometimes they'll show like the devil's hand and the chain is laying across it. It doesn't have a grip. It's like I'm the one that's holding me back. My thoughts, my beliefs, my mindsets are what holding me back, that were making me feel caged. But with these things that are being brought up to you in your life, it's allowing you to escape the cage, and you realizing the cage door is not even locked and it was never really closed. It was just, ajar. And you're like, oh, I can just leave this anytime I want. And I feel like this, all about the career and all about this, it's a competition and that I have to beat other people. Instead of, you're switching that and you're allowing people to come together and you're helping each other. And with that, it moves you forward as well. So that's what is next for your career, CK. I really like that. It's just that change of energy that will make a difference for you. Right. Many blessings to you. All right, Spring, you are up. I'm so glad to be able. I feel very honored to be able to give readings. So I appreciate your gratitude. All right, and you want some advice from Spirit regarding your next rental home. You're having a hard time finding a place that is right for you. All right, let's take a look here. Right, so for Spring, what guidance can you give her about her rental home, please? Okay. What else? Okay. Anything else? Okay. So I do like these two cards coming out together because you have the Six of Wands, which is all about recognition and being lifted up, and the King of Pentacles is about abundance. And so you definitely going to have victory. You're going to find a place that's so perfect for you. And they're saying here that the emotional confusion and all this does have to do with some expectations, right? You are like tired of, you're almost exhausted trying to have all kind of these things that you think you need to finding the right place. And they're like, really look at some of your expectations because that's what's spawning the emotional confusion that's going on there. What is it that you think that you want? And I'm hearing the Spice Girl song. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. And you have hope. But I like this because not only is this about questioning your spiritual expectations, but it's about connecting to your higher self. And it's about really getting in tune with what your spiritual side what is the perfect right place for you expressing uh your gifts. I feel like this is you with your spiritual, I would say business. That sounds not as esoteric as they're giving me the emotions around. Let's say your calling. That's it. So, that's your spiritual calling. And it's like, what is the right place for you for your spiritual calling? And there's these mind things that are like, well, I should have this, this, and this, and this. Old expectations. They're like, kind of just take a step back, do a reboot on your expectations, write them down, and sit with them in meditation and go, okay, what is it that I really need, and that is the right place for me? And write everything down, like even before you do the meditation, because you got the Hermit card. Withdraw in, connect to your spirit. That's what's going to guide your path on this journey. Trust your gut, trust your intuition, but write everything down of all your expectations right now, and then sit with each one and go, is that of my ego mind, or is that of my spiritual soul? And see, maybe highlight different highlight colors and just highlight them. And then you can look at them. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get the stuff that your ego and your mind wants, but it gives you the clarity. It's like it's like the waters part, and you're going to have the stuff that you really want for your soul, and then there's the stuff that are good to have. There's like it changes it to be really what's important and what might feel urgent but maybe not be important. So that's what they have for you, spring. But I love it that they're saying, you know, on your journey, because what's inside that card there is the star. It's the star card. So to you, it's your higher self that is the lantern that guides you on your path. So definitely trusting your gut and your trusting your intuition. So I love it for you. I love it for you. Yeah. Yeah. Because now the devil and the 10 of Wands came out. That's the burden. Things are getting shaken out. You're escaping from your cage, which will be freeing. But I love it for you. So that's what they have for you, spring. Best of blessings and best of luck. You don't need luck, I know. Um, but you'll find it. I feel going through that process is going to bring so much clarity for you. All right. So thank you guys, everybody, once again for being here. I'm so sorry. I looked down the list and I'm like, oh, there's so many people that want guidance from spirit, and but I am at almost 2.5 hours now, and I at 2 hours I said I needed to go, and so I did a few more, but I'm going to need to go for this session. I will be back at 7 p.m. Mountain Time tonight, which is in about 5.5 hours. And then I'll be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. and tomorrow night at 8 p.m. I'll also be on Instagram at 5 p.m. tomorrow. And then on Sunday at 10 a.m. in the morning and 7 at night. And then throughout the week, Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. at night. So if you can't wait and you need an answer right now, I do have links to a lot of my playlist in this video. Also, if you go to my main page, Brenda Zen Mystic Tarot, tons of playlists with pick a cards, weekly energy updates, monthly readings, a bunch of other videos. And if you just follow your gut and your instinct, you will find your answer there as well if you're needing one right now. Again, apologies for not being able to get to you all. But please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. Thank you all for the thumbs up. I really appreciate all the likes and all you new subscribers. Thank you. Thank you so much. If you haven't given the video a little thumbs up, please consider doing so. It does help out my channel, helps get the Zen love out there. And I know we can all use a lot more love and peace in the world today. So, and it's absolutely free. Best price ever. All right, everybody. I love you much. Till we meet again, you hang in there and you take care of yourself. Have a great night or a great day wherever you're at in the world. Take care.